Hey, what's up, guys? This is a response to a comment I made on my video, which was I made a video of the fact that I'm getting gynecomastia, which is, and I also mentioned I have things like acne, which is due to probably the aromatization of testosterone I'm taking, because I boost the doses up. This is technically like a blast cycle I've been doing since September, and every few weeks in my blast I titrate the doses up, and I did significantly, so I'm pretty much taking a gram of gear, and it's too much. I admit that, and that's why I have since then dialed it back. So I got a response from a guy who says, who states, the obvious, that it's criticism of that it's not healthy, and I shouldn't be doing that. And there on many things I agree with exactly what he's saying, but on other things I think it's not that I don't agree with it, I just don't think it's the full truth. I think he's kind of he's neglecting some things, or maybe he doesn't understand fully himself. So maybe, and so if he's watching, you can feel free to respond to this, okay? So he's saying that based on my body fat percentage, I shouldn't be doing steroids in general, which I understand where he's coming from. The fact that you do want to trim up, ideally, to be trim, because fat is what converts testosterone to estrogen, okay? But my understanding is that just means that you can't do as much as a bodybuilder does, okay? Because, and here's the thing, people who are in strongman competition and strength athletes they do more testosterone than bodybuilders do, and they don't care about body fat percentage. Like they've got huge guts on them. Their body fat percentage is way worse than mine. Okay, and if you look at back in the day, baseball players who were taking mass amount of testosterone, they had the same body fat percentage as what I do. They have exactly the same build as I do. So I think that's false, that just because you have a little bit of body fat percentage, like you're not totally cut, means you can't take it. No, but you have to be more careful. That's it. It's not an absolute one or the other. He was talking about not taking aromatase inhibitors and like aromasin, and I agree. In my other videos I've explained that that's not something that I want to do. But that's the reason why I'm taking Masteron on top of my testosterone base, because Masteron helps mitigate estrogenic effects. And I believe at the ranges I was doing before, that's exactly what it was doing. It wasn't until I pushed doses that it was a bit too much, okay? And I ended up getting gyno. And, gyno is something which is a consequence of doing steroids. Even bodybuilders do it who have like 5% body fat. It's just the way it is. And I understand that my major concern, more than acne and gyno, to be honest, is fucking high blood pressure. That's the thing that'll actually kill you in the long run. And that's the one thing, that's my major concern. And it did spike. So I'm bringing it back down to levels where it's under 130 over 80, where that's fine. Because if you have heightened levels of blood pressure for extended periods of time, then you get left ventricular hypertrophy, and you're going to end up with heart issues later on in life. And that's my major concern. High estrogen is something that I expected as I pushed the doses, but just like this is my philosophy, he probably disagrees with me. Just as you, as a strength athlete, might do 100% of their max maybe once every 2 months or something, just to test their max, I believe you can test your max on your steroid until you start feeling like shit. And then you pull back, then you know your limits, okay? And then you pull back to the 70% mark, where you're totally fine. You're not going to hurt yourself to the same degree. That's what I have done successfully. Now, his other statements was the fact that I'm just wasting money. He said I'm literally throwing into the trash, which means that I'm not getting any reward from this, which is false. If you look at the videos, one I made the other day where I'm doing preacher curls, I was doing 170 pounds for 7 reps. Now you can criticize my form of that, and I would understand that. That's fine. But regardless, that is way stronger than by like double the strength as this time last year. Okay, so my strength is good. My aesthetic is better than it was before. A lot by a lot. I get compliments all the time on how big I am. Okay, my buddies, they look at me. My one friend calls me a fucking unit. Unit being I'm just like solid, like and I am like. I don't consider myself fat, but obviously I'm not like bodybuilder level body fat. I'm going to turn this light off because I'm on the highway. I don't want to get pulled over by police. I'm not at the level, obviously, that's even ideal. I still plan to cut, but the thing is, it's hard to cut when you're blasting because you do, especially when you're blasting with something like Nandrolone, because you do put on water weight, okay? And I understand right now my face is probably a little bit more bloated than, like you're looking at my face, it looks more bloated than, you know, somebody who's thin, but I'm really not that bad in my body fat percentage. When I was doing, about 2 or 3 months ago in the summertime, when I was doing lower doses with Masteron, I was cutting like a motherfucker. So it was way better. Here, I'll turn this back on. In the summertime, I have put on about 5 pounds of weight in recent months, 2 months. But regardless, I'm still in a range that's good, and like boxing and everything functionally, I'm all good. So, in long story short, my goals are being met, which is the important thing for me. Now, you don't want to be meeting goals with, you know, putting your health too much in risk. That's why I wouldn't do like a blast like this or be at that high doses for extended periods of time. I came up to it, and then I'm going to back off it. And then by November, I'm going to totally go down to just testosterone only for a number of months. I might go down for 6 months, you know, because I've reached my goal. I've reached my size goals and my strength goals. So I can kind of just cruise for a little bit longer now, if that makes sense. I believe I can. So, and just cool off for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with pulling back. The beauty thing, though, like I think he's criticizing me on the fact that I take other things than testosterone, and somehow where am I getting that advice from? It's pretty much that's what the industry standard is right now, is that you take testosterone and then you take dihydrotestosterone as the secondary compound. That's either Primobolan or Masteron. For me, it's Masteron, okay? I'm going to turn this off again. So, like, that's kind of what people are, and that's what people do who are doing TRT plus cycles, okay? Like somebody who's on a TRT, who's like, say, 50 years old, and they want to kind of take it up a notch, what they'll do is do something like Masteron or Primobolan on top of that stack, up to a 1-to-1 ratio. That's totally normal. And the other thing that is commonly you do on top of that, which I am doing, is the HGH, okay? Now, I am doing Nandrolone, small amounts. That's something I could probably take out of my cycle, to be honest, completely, although I am enjoying it. I do see the benefits there in what I consider that's adding considerable strength. And when you do Nandrolone, it doesn't have the same estrogenic effects as testosterone. That's the benefit of stacking multiple compounds, because testosterone in itself converts to estrogens if you push it too high. So, you know, I think from here on in, I'm not going to push testosterone more than 300 a week, like when I am blasting. Quote that, but you know, I think the 200 to 250 would be totally fine for me doing that. Then matching that with 250 Masteron. Masteron has beautiful effects. I don't know if this guy's who's criticized has ever taken it, but It is a great compound. I noticed the Masteron Propionate when I take it, like you feel like $1,000,000. Okay, I recommend it just for taking for that alone. And Nandrolone, it has just the added cumulative and anabolic effect. Okay, you're just adding anabolic effects with minimizing androgenic effects. Okay, and I am getting the androgenic effects. Comes with the territory, like I said last video. Whatever it is, what it is. I'm gonna back off, and I think they will subside. So, thank you for his comment and everybody's comment. I can take a criticism. I actually enjoy more sometimes when people criticism because it forces me to think about things a little bit more and what I am doing. And I got to reiterate, for the most part, I do agree with them on, you don't want to ruin your health by taking high doses, abusing steroids. Not at all. I do not recommend that at all, and that's something I don't want to do long term at all. Like there's times where I will push the dosage, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's part of the experimentation process, and my whole goal, if you go and watch my other videos, is, maximize the reward whilst minimizing the risk. Okay, so now I am facing some side effects, so I got to pull back and minimize those risks. So that's what I will do, and I will report on that. And I'd say in about 2 weeks. Well, first of all, it's been about a week or so since I did back off, and I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. Like I was feeling like shit, out of breath and whatnot, high blood pressure, and broke out more in acne, and got cabastia, right? So it's like, okay, time to pull back a little bit, right? So I did do that. I feel a whole lot better. So I'll continue reporting what happens with the rest of this blast cycle and what I'll do next. So thank you for everybody for watching. Leave in the comments section below what your thoughts are on this video, and peace.